part 4 of lesson 61, we're hammering home the plane. So here we are, back to first principles. There's the fence post with a square top. It's been sawn off squarely. And here's my hammer, and this part of my hammer here again is flat and is square as it should be. So it means that when the blow is delivered in plane, it's a very flat and direct blow. Even if it's slightly glancing, you're still getting the benefit of a square contact, although it's not as powerful or therefore as accurate. So you can see on the top side of this wooden mallet, I've just created a bevel. I just chamfered that off with a saw, and you can appreciate that if I then use the mallet in that sense, even though the blow is in plane, you can see it's glancing. It's a mishit. Now basically, that is the way the club head works. If the club face is square, we get the most direct blow against the golf ball. So here's the golf ball glued to the top of the fence post. That's a perfect blow, that's a glancing blow, and that's a glancing blow. But in the glancing blows, because the hammer is true, you're getting quite a good strike still. If I invert the hammer, you can see that even a very pure blow is misdirected quite badly to one side of the ball. So there's two ways of hitting a glancing blow. You can have the face square and go across it, and that's a poor path but a good club face or hammer face, or you can be in plane with a misguided face or a misaligned face and get an inconsistent blow. So there's two ways you can impart fade or draw to a golf ball. One is by affecting the face of the club. It's called a face fade or draw, or by changing the angle of attack, you can change the path and hit a path fade or draw. And I know that sounds complicated. We'll come back to it on another period, but there is more than one way to miss-hit a golf shot. So let me expand on that. Here's the chamfered or beveled face of my hammer, but you can see that this is a blow in plane. But a blow in plane with a misaligned face deflects the blow. However, if I reverse it and give you a pure hammer blow, if I corrupt the path and give you a glancing blow, I'm actually hitting the ball very directly. I'm still imparting a deflected blow with spin, but the first one was because the face of the club was corrupted, and the second one was because the path was corrupted. So there is such a thing as a path fade and draw, and there is a face fade and draw. And if you take the ball flight laws, the first 10 ball flight laws in the P.G.A training manual, they weren't wrong, they were incomplete. If you add in the difference between a fade and draw and a path fade and draw, guess what? You've got the whole picture. But if you don't know those two ways of fading the ball and two ways of drawing the ball, then your picture's incomplete and you'll struggle to determine what the pupil's doing from the ball flight itself and from the numbers that your launch monitor gives you. So let's forsake the hammer and let's go to a 6-iron. And there is a 6-iron, the leading edge hitting the post downwards. Okay, now I'm going to corrupt the face. This would be a face draw, glancing blow. Even though the plane is good, the face is creating a glancing blow. And in golfing terms, this will be a face draw. If I do this with the face, the other side of the stake gets hit and the deflection is that way, and that would be a face fade. If I go back to a square face now, and I live across this way, the face is true, but the path is corrupted. So this would impart draw spin with a path draw. Conversely, if I go this way, glancing blow, the face is still square, but the path is corrupted, then I would get a path fade. So you can see from what I said earlier, you can fade the ball by corrupting the face or the path, and you can draw the ball by corrupting the face and the path. It's very important to know there's a difference. So, I'm going to give a blow in plane. This is a square blow. Now I'm going to corrupt the face, I'm going to turn the face in, and I'm going to therefore move the ball in the air from right to left. So this will be called a face draw. Back and through, And Simon will show you on the camera the ball curving a little bit from right to left and kicking to the left. Now I'm going to corrupt the face to be open. My path is going to be true, but because the face is corrupted, i.e. pointing right, the ball's going to start a little bit right and turn right. So here we go. Open the face, neutral path, back and through. Ball starts a bit right and turns a bit right. So that was a face draw followed by a face fade. So now I'm going to do you a path draw. Now in a path draw, we keep the club face square, but we live from in to out. And the ball will start a little bit right and come back. So you can see on that shot the ball started straighter and then turned to the left because I used my path across the face. I'm now going to hit you a path fade. Here's a square stance, the blade is true. But if my path is out to in, I'll come across the ball will be hit flush on the back, it will go straight and then turn a little bit from left to right. So, slightly out to in, with a square face, and I produce fade spin. As you can see, I mishit that one, I caught it thin. I'll do another one for you. Good swing path, slightly out to in. There you are. And you can see that the ball is moving. Sounded meteor because when you hit a face fade or draw, you're actually using the wrong part of the club face. The beauty of a path fade or draw, you can still use the sweet spot to hit the ball.